Here we go.
Hello, I'm Lee Murdock.
And I'm Joann Murdock. And you don't usually see me on stage and on camera. But our friends at the Woodstock Folk Festival, they gave us the Lifetime Achievement Award as a couple of quite a few years ago. And so they asked us to present on Woodstock Wednesdays as a couple. So you take it away, Lee.
Okay, I can do that. I can sing a song. An old song. Grandma's out in the garden as soon as the hoe can break the sod. Out in the sun with a trusting God, in the circle of the seed, it's planting time and time to weed. And she'd say, just work the topsoil, don't dig too far down. Leave a little bit of faith and work the fertile ground. Now the sun shines down and the soil grows back. A new shoot rises through the crack. Now who could have put it up like that? There's a hand in every birth that knows just what the seed is worth. And she'd say, just work the topsoil, don't dig too far down. Leave a little bit of faith and work the fertile ground. So stop your turning round and round. Don't sit and think your world apart. Some things you just see with your heart. Take a seed you want to grow, then place your hand upon the hoe. And you just work the topsoil, don't dig too far down. Leave a little bit of faith and work the fertile ground. Just work the topsoil, don't dig too far down. Leave a little bit of faith and work the fertile ground. Work the fertile ground. Song by Doug Miller.
Yeah, I saw Doug and Bonnie Isaacson Miller perform that song at a festival stage quite a few years ago. And I don't know if I can do selfie mode here or not. Hi. Maybe not. Maybe just getting my face. But I went up to him after the show and I said, what's that song about your grandma? Lee's going to help me point the camera here. There you go.
Yeah.
What's that song about your grandma? So Lee made a tape of it, and it's a very sweet song, and something that we hope a few more people will record as time goes on.
Right.
So Lee, you got another one for us?
Sure, I can sing you a song, and
I'm going to turn the camera
around.
We're going to turn the camera around here. This is a song that Lee was driving one time back in the days when he traveled to folk song gigs, and it was getting late at night. He had a really long drive, and he was barely staying awake. So I was talking to him and telling him stories, and I was reading this email with a story about from Rob Sanders in an email about his grandfather. And Lee, you said...
Well, basically, it was a story that I had heard a little bit before, but I didn't really think I could write a song about it. And so as soon as we got off the phone, I was a mile down the road, just about ready to stop for the evening, in Watertown, New York, of all places. And the line, "What about the water?" came into my mind. Now, the next day, I was on Wolf Island. That's in where the St. Lawrence River starts, as Lake Ontario drains into it. And that's where this song was written.
But the story was the thing to keep him awake on the road that one time. Take it away, Lee.
When I was just a young boy, about 12 years of age or so, I'd go down to Lake Erie shore, watch the freighters come and go, and I'd swim out in that water just to see what I could find. A pure act of adventure, leaving all cares behind. It was later on that summer when the lakeshore changed for worse. Bitter pools of pollution and raw sewage was dispersed. It flowed out into that water, not a place could I find to swim out for adventure and leave my cares behind. I asked, what about the water? What about the lake? What about the people whose future is at stake? Think about the children who've yet to pass this way. Should we sacrifice tomorrow for convenience here today? Think about the water. It's about the water. The village was to blame for what occurred that day. For years, industry used the lake to wash their waste away. They said it didn't matter. They said they didn't care, until someone stood before them and a lawsuit was prepared. Grandpa Allen was that man who stood up to the town. Said he knew old Joe Kennedy from the bootleg underground. He had lake water in his blood, and he would not step aside when that lake shore was in peril. This was not an act of pride. He said, what about the water? What about the lake? What about the people whose future is at stake? Think about the children who've yet to pass this way. Should we sacrifice tomorrow for convenience here today? Think about the water. It's about the water. My grandpa was a great man, and on him you could depend. He worked Lake Erie shoreline his whole life until the end. He cared about that water, and he cared He sacrificed his fortune, all for our future's sake. So tell them, think about the water, think about the lake, think about the people whose future is at stake. What about the children who've yet to pass this way? Should we sacrifice tomorrow for convenience here today? Think about the water, oh, think about the lake. Think about the people whose future is at stake. What about the children who've yet to pass this way? Should we sacrifice tomorrow for convenience here today? Think about the water. It's about the water. What about the water?
Thank you, Woodstock Folk Festival.
Thanks so much.